I had the opportunity to train Jiu Jitsu a few years back, and I really loved it. It was something I'd always wanted to do. Ever since I saw it when I was 19, the UFC with the sumo guy against the Thai boxer and the karate guy against the judo guy, it was awesome. It was like live action Street Fighter, and when I saw that, I just wanted to train Jiu Jitsu. It looked so cool, the grappling, but it wasn't available then unless the only way to learn was to order VHS tapes from the back of Black Belt magazine. So a few years ago, I finally got the chance to train, and it was so much fun. And I got my butt kicked so badly. And I would go home depressed and then come back for more the next day. And after a while I thought, hey man, this is just like comedy. And it really is in a lot of ways, in that when you start out, you get your butt kicked a lot. You get beat up a lot, but you get better. You start to realize the things you don't know. You start to realize what's in your control and what isn't, and you start to just, find that blend of discipline and creativity that really will help you find your own voice or your own style. And it's just an amazing thing to do. And I mean, there's always things that are slightly out of your control, so you can never 100% count on everything. So it's always got that rush to it, that thrill. So yeah, I'm so happy I took it. It was such a great opportunity. And it's funny that it reminds me so much of comedy. But it's really there. There's such a community atmosphere as well. Even though you're all by yourself out there, there's still the people who have done it. Nobody else knows what it's like. The only people who can understand it are people who have done it. And so you can meet jiu-jitsu guys or comedians from all over the world, and you're part of a community. And it's just that amazing thing. They all know what it's like to be alone out there and to face that pressure. In the case of jiu-jitsu, sometimes literally. It's an amazing thing. I mean, yeah, there's, egos and petty rivalries, but I think that's true in a lot of things. I think one of the sad things comedy and jiu-jitsu have in common is that, at least at the local level, there's not necessarily a lot of money available, even for really good guys. And, it's tough when to build an economic model on something that more people want to do than want to pay to watch. So, yeah. There's more people doing it than there is audience, and that can be a challenge, but it can also be a joy, too, hanging out with other people. One thing I did want to talk about that sort of struck me, that there is a difference between jiu-jitsu and comedy, is the physical aspect. And with both jiu-jitsu and comedy, the attitude is more is more. The more training you can get in, the better. But the difference in jiu-jitsu is it's possibly to physically burn out or get injured, and then you have to take time away and heal up. And sometimes I've noticed you can come back better, refreshed. And I sometimes wonder if that's something we can learn in comedy, the idea of taking time off, even if we're not injured, just to prevent burnout or just to kind of maybe get back and get a different perspective and let our brains and our bodies sort of absorb what we've learned and our subconscious do our thing. So that's just a thought. Either way, the amazing thing about both of them is, I would say, that changed my life about both comedy and jiu-jitsu is resilience. I'm just dealing with that physical or social pressure and realizing you can survive it. That you can even lose one day and still get up and be okay has done so much for my resilience that I can't even begin to explain what it's like. So thank you to comedy, and thank you to jiu-jitsu, and thanks to all the people who went on that journey with me.